hit it. Stupidest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the M5.0 project, where we take an S85 V10 from an M6 and slam it into the all-American Foxbody. Before we go and tell you all about the cars, we're going to give you a little bit of a backstory of how we acquired said cars, how the idea came to be, a little bit of shenanigans along the way. So the idea, Brendon here, huge BMW guy, met him at work, huge Ford guy. Obviously not a big fan of overseas cars, but Brendon is. So what we were talking about one day was the S85, which he introduced me to, which is a V10.
Perhaps the best engine BMW has ever made in a production car.
Which is a V10 that was made from the years, I think, of 2005 to 2010.
It's like 6 to 10.
Put in the M5s and the M6s. But he hates how the car looks because it's a BMW. Can you blame him?
Yeah.
It doesn't have all that Ford styling that you get with a Foxbody. And I was sitting here, I was like, well, what is the displacement of said engine? He said it's a 5-liter that makes over 500 horsepower and a V10. Like, you know, that's funny. They put 5 liters in Foxbody Mustangs. And it came in an M5. So what if we made a project called the M5.0, which takes an M5 5-liter S85 V10 and puts it in a 5.0 Foxbody Mustang, which is about 1,500 pounds lighter and must be good looking.
Then this car, yeah, it's much better looking.
Absolutely.
So, given that these engines only came in M5s and M6s, they're pretty hard to find, and most of the ones that exist now are either too expensive or collapsed, such as this one. But the first one we tried to buy was actually a car down in Orlando. We're in Atlanta. We drove down to Orlando, to take a look at it, and it wasn't what it seemed. So, anyways, I'll leave it at that. Luke and I drove to Orlando and back
In a day.
for nothing.
On
one
a
day,
Saturday.
for nothing.
On a Saturday.
Just ruined the whole weekend.
For nothing. Morale was at an all-time low. Right? We were like, maybe the M5.0 can't happen. Because we've been searching for months at this point to find a good donor car that wasn't too expensive and that we didn't care about the body so we could part it out once we pulled the heart out of it.
Yes. But we ended up with this, which is arguably a better deal, it's cheaper, and it's better for what we're doing. Less mileage, cheaper, all of the above. It's perfect.
M6, it's even uglier. So
It's even uglier. We feel less bad about ripping it apart and destroying it.
This car was in Savannah. We drove, nice 4-hour drive, picked it up. We'll throw in some clips of that here, of the excitement.
Hell, it ran and drove.
It ran and
We
drove.
drove it to the trailer place.
We drove it to the trailer. We got a U-Haul, put it on the old 7.3 and towed her back home.
Yeah.
Had one engine light. It was for a cam sensor on the right bank. Sensor was halfway unplugged. Put that clip in here.
Brendon, go slow when you go back. Don't just launch it off, it'll fuck the trailer. You gotta get over that bump. There you go. They don't do anything? Like we shouldn't drive it soft? You got it. No park and brake. So we're trying to diagnose the cam position sensor issue. So we took the intake off and look at there, a broken clip on the exhaust side cam. Fucking right there, fixed.
Man.
After that, thing's rips. Has no down on power, even though it's a higher mileage engine. Runs great. Everything's perfect for what we're doing. But the body and the suspension is clapped.
Yeah, it makes all kinds of noise when you steer, drive around. The brakes don't work. The convertible top doesn't work. It's a piece of shit.
Interior, smoke.
Dash, smoke.
Headlights, smoke. No AC. They ran into a deer with it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect car for what we're doing. And this here beauty, as Luke would say, is a 1989 Foxbody that we purchased.
Believe it or not, Fox bodies are just as hard to find, not beat to shit. It's the opposite problem. You can find them for $500, literally destroyed. So some of the key characteristics that we were looking for was an interior that was not taken apart and actually in kind of decent shape, because we didn't want to have to piece together every single little detail. Something with not a lot of rust, because Brendon and I hate dealing with rust in artsy crafts.
We're from Atlanta.
Artsy
Artsy
crafts
crafts.
projects.
No.
Hell no. And needed a clean title, because this is the car that's going to be driving on the road. This is going to be a daily street monster.
Yeah.
Okay, it ain't just a full race car. You got to be driving this thing on the weekends to get some ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely.
We picked this beautiful Foxbody up in Greer, South Carolina, which was just a hop, scoot, and a boogie over in the old 7.3. We were home in half the time it took us to get the M6, and even shorter than the Orlando trip.
Yeah.
Car's immaculate. It runs great. We're going to show you how we got unloaded off the trailer. We decided that we were going to try to make it run and drive it into the shop so we didn't have to back the trailer into the shop. Got it running, full of shenanigans. Backed it off the trailer, transmission goes out. Shit. Now we're going to get it back on the trailer.
You're ruining the surprise.
Then we have to get it back on the trailer. We got it back on the trailer, backed it in the shop, and here it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Second excursion. Headed up to Palmetto, South Carolina. Right now, I think we're in Beaufort, Georgia. Gotta go pick up that Foxbody. Had to stop at the QT, you know how we do it. Anyways, we'll check in with you in a minute. All right. Let's hear it run, baby. Come on now. Woo! Hard to beat a way a Ford runs. I tell you what.
Did you put that chain on the front or no?
I did not put the chain on the front yet.
Oh, no chain back here.
Got the Fox. She gonna need some loving. Solid. We are headed back, loaded down. With the Foxbody. Yeah, buddy. Heading straight on down Atlanta. You know, after a hard drive, you gotta go to the promised land. Made it back, not even a scratch. Not one scratch on the mint paintwork. Is she nice? Ah, damn. Look at these things. So we're trying to get the rig off the truck and trailer, and I'm refusing to back the trailer into the shop. And because their throttle cable was so fucked up, we're gonna do a drive-by-wire inside the cab. And their fuel pump is fucked up, so we're just hooking it up straight to the battery and praying to God that this shit doesn't burn down.
All right, here we go. Let's see how it works. Tell me when you're ready, Luke. Kind of works.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Alright, well, put it on.
All right, she's in. Whoa! You got brakes? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You may close the hood? All right, we got it out. We got the You bastard. Oh, she's smoking. She's smoking up here. Oh, really? No. Forward doesn't work, so we're trying reverse. Oh no. Oh no. She's toast. She is toast. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you just watched us push the car back onto the trailer, and we're backing it up in the shop now. We forgot to record this part, so we're switching to the shop cam. So we backed it up, got it pushed off the trailer. You know, of course, we can't move the truck here, and we're about at a room at the edge of the shop. So basically, what we did is I held onto the brakes, and we pulled the trailer out from under the Fox. And that worked just a trick, and we got it off. Anyways, after we got it off, started talking to Luke. I said, hey, does this thing have a dipstick for the trans? And he's like, yeah, of course it does. So we decided to see if there wasn't any fluid in it. So basically, we popped the funnel on the dipstick. You see Luke pouring a little fluid in there. We were going to see if it was going to move around, and so we didn't have to push around the shop back and forth. So you'll see what happens shortly.
Nothing. No gears. Oh, go ahead again. Anything? All right, you got about a foot. Keep going, a little bit more. Keep going, you got a little space. All right, hook it the other way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, you good, you good. Whoa, big dog, fucking do a burnout, why don't you? Careful, the other one's a little more expensive. Keep going. Try to straighten out. Oh shit. Straighten her out, straighten her out. Hit the brakes, hit the brakes. All the way to the right, all the way to the left. Come on, Brendon. Look at that muscle in there. Goddamn American muscle. Woo, that thing got a hot dog cam in it. I tell you what. Careful now. Just let it idle. Keep going. Cut it. All right, put it in neutral. Let me hear it. Woo! All right. That's some momentum. Woo! All right, boy. Hey, turn your turn signals on. Turn your turn signals. No. No turn signals. Power steering did not work, but that's probably because it's empty, just like everything else with this car. Empty power steering.
Well, it turns out we bought a hunk of shit.
So, the M5.0 project begins.
Okay.
We're going into a little detail about each of the cars.
Yeah, I'll tell you about them now. All right, so this here is the BMW S85 engine, the only production V10 BMW ever made, and perhaps the coolest production engine that BMW has ever made. It's a 5-liter V10. It's got 500 horsepower on the dot, 384 pound-feet of torque, and it revs to 8250. This motherfucker's screaming.
Damn.
So, anyways, we've got the nice dining intakes on it. Those aren't going to last. Those will be sold. Maybe we'll get the carbon fiber plenum. Who knows? But
If enough of y'all donate to my Patreon.
but she's a beauty.
She's got her little bit of issues, but she runs great.
Yeah.
Has all the power. Is going to do great in the Foxbody.
All right, now let's talk about the Foxbody. We bought the engine for it.
So it's an 89 Fox. That year they had 225 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque, and an astonishing red line of 5,400 RPM. These engines were really choked down by smog during those years. Back in the 60s when they revved to 7,000 to make 500 horsepower. Gone were those days, and now are the days of smog and emission. This one was carb swap for us, which is awesome. In addition, it has some shorty BBK headers, a few little mods here and there, and even a drive-by-wire system.
Yeah, good stuff.
The final question today is, what is there to do? Where do we start, man? This is a huge project, putting an S85 super ECU controlled motor into a Foxbody Mustang. Well, first thing was, common failure point with all these engines, the rod bearings. Brendon already ordered a whole rod bearing, rod bolt set. It's been on its way, it's on back order, but that's what you do that we're doing, period. Next thing to do would be pull the engine out of the Fox. Eventually, a little bit down the line, drop the engine and trans out of this, put the subframe back as a roller, and then test fit it. I think that's going to be one of the first things that we have to do is test fit. But our primary goal right now is pull this engine and trans out, get some of the wiring out of the way, and start figuring out how we going to swap these babies.
So in order to put the S85 in this thing, we've got a few things to acquire. This came with the SMG transmission. That's no good. We're not dealing with that. We got to buy a E90X M3 manual to mate up to it. Got to fab some engine mounts, figure that out. We have to decide what ECU we're going to use, if we're going to try and make the OEM one work, or if we're going to buy an aftermarket.
Possible K-member swap.
Yep, K-member swap, half cage for the Foxbody, Recaros. We're going to have to paint it eventually.
Wide body.
Over fenders.
Over
you know,
fenders.
the whole 9 yards. We got to get rid of these ugly things. Junk. So
Paint will be done.
Yeah.
very far down.
Yeah.
the road.
That might be 3 years from now.
Might be 3 years from now.
So we'll see.
The primary thing is get it swapped in, running, driving, pull it out, make it look clean. So
Yep.
we're pumped.
Pumped.
Just tag along to see if we want.